Hello, welcome to this week's episode. It's been a little while, so I don't want to apologise too much for my absence, but also I needed a bit of a break. But I'm happy to be recording today for you, and it's just you and I today, which I love the solo podcasts. And really what this week's episode is about is really just nothing too structured, a little bit of a life update, filling you in as to what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and just a little bit of a hello. And also, I really want to focus on a lot of gratitude that I want to give each and every one of you that has been listening. However many episodes you've listened to, whether it's a couple, whether it's all of them, whether it's the beginning. I mean, I know I'm probably like a broken record, but really I think I'll just start there. Really, it's been emotional, because I think every time I feel that my little business, that I feel that it's hard or challenging or tough, and will I give up, and am I reaching enough people, or is the message getting out, or does anybody hear me? Every time something crops up in my mind like that, or when I question myself, I seem to always receive the most loving, caring, kind messages from you, the listeners, and it really is just bonkers how it's so aligned. It's like the universe is like, no, here's an email, here's an Instagram message, here's whatever way it comes. It's just bonkers. It blows my mind. And there's been quite a few recently, and even though I haven't been doing as regular episodes as I would like to be doing, like I used to do before, I still receive such mind-blowing messages from you. Like, somebody said to me, "Thank you for your beautiful podcast. I discovered it during a wave of grief and despairing grief, and it truly helped me through these profound and terrible moments after losing my beloved cat." Like, a really lovely long email. And if you know who you are, if you recognise your words, thank you. And I really do feel that, even this week, I had the most wonderful session with this wonderful person, and this person came on the call, the one-to-one call, and shared how much the podcast episodes have meant to them, in the very early days of losing their pet, and just the listening got them through the most difficult time. And I get choked up, because I'm are they actually, I don't recognise that they're talking about me, and they're saying this to my face on a video call. And I still struggle with accepting that as fact or as a compliment, and I'm working on it. But I literally just hit record on my laptop. I have a mic in front of me, and I just edit it, throw it out there. I don't edit it. I don't edit it. I put the music to the start and the finish of it. That's my editing. I mean, I don't edit out my silly little things that I repeat, like the word like. I've just said the word like, because I'm Irish, obviously. And I just think I don't have the time, and I don't think people care that much if I take a drink in the middle of a podcast or whatever. But this person this week, just did make me cry afterwards. It was just one of those times where I just felt nearly in disbelief. And anyway, get to the point, Louise. I'm getting to the point that every single time I have a thought that this is really hard and it's so much work and it's challenging and sometimes I want to give up, I always get a message from one of you or an email, and it just says, gives me the message, keep going. What you're doing something good, you're doing something helpful, even though it's vulnerable and it's personal, and it, like, the podcast is where I am the most personal and I really feel the most connected to you. And I may not know your name or what you look like, but you're listening. And occasionally you reach out to me and then a name is put to that stranger that listens, and it's so incredible. And thank you for, even if you've listened to 1 or 2 episodes, thank you, because it means that I'm just going to keep carrying on recording episodes and trying to find wonderful guests that are supportive and going to help you and, you know, help you to feel less alone. And that's the bottom line, and that's what I always want to do. So each of you know who you are, who has reached out to me since the beginning of this podcast, and it's just another thank you to say, like, you actually don't know how much it means to me. You've no clue. It's absolutely the best thing ever, and it keeps me hitting record all the time. So yes, that was what I wanted to start with this week. And I really do feel that, you know, giving you a glimpse into my life, giving you some updates is good. And I feel fine doing that. I know I've done it there back in the December podcast. So I think what I've been up to lately, let me think. So I have been working with Dr. Megan Anderson, which you would know from a recent episode. We talked about hospice and end of life, and we did another episode before that as well. Dr. Megan Anderson is like an absolutely amazing vet. She is over in the east of Ireland, and Megan and I have been working tirelessly in the background on something I think is really, really important and that might shift things in the veterinary world in Ireland. Now, I know that is a big statement, but I truly believe that it will. And I believe in both of us. So what we've done is we have designed, created, written a pre-recorded webinar which will go on Duggan Veterinary Services website, which is a company that provide training, veterinary training, CPD, all kinds of training to vets, veterinary staff, veterinary nurses, you know, veterinary admin staff, the whole lot, management, everything. And what this pre-recorded webinar is going to be so, like, the first of its kind here in Ireland. And from what I can gather from my research, and it's going to be centred around end of life, the euthanasia appointment, and grief, and how to support clients, how to support the patients through that process. And I think doing this as a joint, like, collaborative project was really incredible, because I got to learn things that I never learned before through Megan, and I think vice versa. And I think that it was such a beautiful merging of knowledge and experiences that we've both had, and just even talking like offline about it as well, and our experiences, and like sharing my own personal experience with euthanasia, and then her experiences of, you know, performing euthanasia and what helped and what didn't, and all of this kind of thing. So if you are in the veterinary field in Ireland and you happen to be listening to this episode right now, then that's something to pop on your to-do list. I think it should be available in the coming month or two. And I really do feel that it's going to be something that will shake things up a little bit and that will get the knowledge out there, because Megan has told me that even newly qualified vets here in Ireland coming out of university college, they don't get any training on pet bereavement. They don't get any training on how to support a client when they're going through deep grief, like anticipatory grief, before the euthanasia appointment, during it and afterwards. That just isn't touched on at all, which was absolutely mind-blowing to me, because I would just presume that they would at least have like a module on it or something, but that there isn't. So this is something that I'm still quite like amazed that we came together to do this, because we were working like between both of our schedules. We had to work hard to get together and really do this. And I think now that we're at the finish line, I really do feel that I feel proud of Megan and I that we created this and that it's going to be out in the world for the veterinary industry in Ireland. And it's just, we're going to scream it from the rooftops. Of course, once I have all the details, anybody from the veterinary world listening, I will share the link. And Megan and I, we would just really hope that this would help support people that really need guidance and knowing what's the right thing to say, knowing what's the wrong thing to say, and even like with the technical skills and all of that stuff that is not my area of expertise, that Megan knows, and combining those together to help people feel fully supported in the role that they have in the veterinary industry in Ireland, and having those skills to really, really like feel comfortable in the whole euthanasia process, that whole appointment, the before, the after. So we have covered all bases, and I really do feel that it's going to be, I'm so excited to get the feedback on it as well. So yeah, so that's something I've been working hard on, and I really wanted to do something in this area. And when I spoke to Megan about it myself, I said, Megan, I have this idea. I want to try and do this training or education to help the veterinary industry with around pet bereavement and grief and, you know, all of that kind of thing, end of life. And she says, I really wanted to do that as well. Why don't we come together? And it was just like a totally organic thing that happened. And we just, like, we are our biggest cheerleaders. I will, like, think that, like, I will scream from the rooftops that the service that she provides and at home hospice end of life care, like, it's just bonkers. Like, it's incredible what she can provide to people. And even she does video calls, which is amazing. If you're in a different part of Ireland or a different part of even not in Ireland, you can do video call with her and ask her thoughts and ask for her incredible advice. And yeah, so I think, like, without blabbing on too much, that's something I've been working on that will be coming soon. Also, I'm still very proud of my book, The Pet Loss Journals. It's coming up on a year since I published, which I can't believe it's been a year. This year has flown by. So next month it'll be a year. And it's like, people are still buying copies of the book, and it's like every time there's even one more copy sold, I just celebrate it deep inside. I have a little cheer for myself, because I never thought that I would publish a book. I always, you know, struggled in school academically. I never performed well. I didn't do well in exams. Like, I did average in college exams, and to have achieved something as significant as this, it's been like a huge personal achievement for me. And I know, like, people kind of do it all the time, but like, I literally learned how to self-publish a book through YouTube. Like, I taught myself. I barely even knew how to, like, what to search for on YouTube, or like whether I was searching something that was totally wrong or whatever. But I did it. I managed to do it, and I think hands down it'll be one of the most satisfying feelings that I remember feeling doing something creative and a project that's like was just a project that I was working on solely on my own without any outside help, and just did it myself. I'm just so proud, and anybody who's listening now that has bought a copy of the book, thank you, because like it just means the world. It means that all the hard work and putting my story out there and creating all of those unique journal prompts and support tips and kind of guidance that has helped me, that has helped a lot of my clients, like putting it all in one place in a book has just been something that's brilliant for me. So I'm going to celebrate that, and I celebrate it inside with a little cheer every time one book is sold. So like yeah, it makes me proud of myself, considering I always thought I was a little bit slow and unintelligent, if that's even a word, probably not. But I did something. I did a thing. What else? So other than that, so the last 12 months or so, obviously, in previous episode you would have heard, have been a little bit difficult. Like happiness mixed with grief. Again, like grief seems to be a primary, I don't know what the word is, highlight in my life most years. But obviously losing my best friend, that was difficult. The friendship breakup was difficult, and I still struggle. Also, something that I haven't spoken about much. I did speak about this in very early episodes, but I've been having quite a few nightmares, actually. Lucid dreams, I suppose you'd call them as well. And like most of them are about loss. And you would have heard in my episode, The Gift of Fostering Part 2, you would have heard me talking about Nala, our new greyhound that we adopted in November 25. And you would have heard me talking about my struggles with navigating, having a brand new dog as part of our lives, even though it has been 6 years since my two died. So I had a really distressing dream about Nala maybe about 2 weeks ago, and it was like, I still remember it, and I won't go into the specifics, but it was very kind of graphic, and it was very like, you know, she was having kind of a seizure in my arms, and it was so real. And it was in my old childhood home in the sitting room. It was just bizarre. So it was just, I actually woke up bawling, crying, and like nearly like having a panic attack. Like my breathing was super like fast and like out of breath, couldn't really, tight chest, and like it was just like so frightening. So I understand why I had a dream like that, which really is still part of that previous episode when I said that it's my fear of losing her. And some of the PTSD like memories from before, when I found Ozzy in my garden the day he died. So some of those images have been flashing into my mind a little bit, which hasn't not happened in several years. So I know that is linked directly to my fears around something bad happening to Nala, me losing Nala having an accident, something traumatic happening to her. So I know that it's all linked together, but it also gives me information. So it gives me information that there's still something left unresolved. There's still a little bit of healing to do around that, and that's okay. And I say it every single time, I'm a work in progress. I'm not walking around being 100% healed. Like, I'm always, taking that information and, like, not overly analysing it, but being aware of it and saying, okay, I know that I've some work to do there. And then you might be like, well, what work do you do, Louise? And it's like, well, I journal, or I open up to Steve, my husband, about it, or therapy, whatever that may be, So, and I unpack it a little bit, and I just see like what the root is and where the hurt is, and just see where that wound is still a little bit raw, and just kind of work on that a little bit, and just knowing that really trying hard for me to really be in the moment with Nala, and really in the moment, like in the present with her, because I'm finding myself when I'm out in public with her and I'm like, hyper protective pet mom and trying to protect her from everything, that I'm not actually enjoying her having fun, or her really enjoying this brand new beach she's been to, or like, just I'm not taking in her joy, and that's what I really want to focus on. So whether that helps you, then I'm learning. I'm learning as I go. And as I learn, if I have a client that asks me something like this, like, Louise, I'm experiencing this fear now that I have a new pet, and like, now I'm learning this, now that I can be able to support and help clients that are struggling with this also. So like, really, I'm trying to take this as like a learning opportunity, and really trying to remind myself to be as present as I can. I know that I have this fear and this anxiety underneath. I understand why I have it. I experienced something deeply traumatic 6 years ago, and it's okay. It's okay to have these feelings. And I say that to myself. I go easy on myself. And I also remind myself, let's try for this half an hour today to be really present with Lala, and really just sink into the moment with her, and just enjoy every minute with her. Because just feeling safe with her in the house, and not being able to like feel comfortable and safe and happy with her in public, I'd like those to be the same feelings. Obviously I have to be vigilant and responsible, and I am responsible, but it's the unpredictable, mostly off-leash dogs that is a big anxiety for me. And I really do feel that that's probably the case for many people, not just me, because it's prevalent in Ireland and people aren't following the law of keeping their dog on a lead. So we just have to get on with things as they are until it's really changed, but it probably will never. So the dreams have been hard, and the dreams were like not only about Nala, but about the friendship breakup with my friend, and family stuff that I've kind of touched on before. So I really find that's tough, because I feel like I have like a nightmare hangover the next day. Like, I feel a bit like low, or I feel like a bit of a dark cloud hovers over my head. And I find that a little bit hard sometimes. And I think it does lift, which is good, but that it is difficult. So if you go through that as well, like, I can empathise, because it's not easy, especially when you like have the unfortunate ability to remember all of your nightmares / lucid dreams that aren't good in very specific details, which is excellent. But other than that, I have been quiet on social media, quiet on the podcast front, because actually, and I don't mind sharing this because the podcast is kind of like my safe space, and I've been having a bit of a health struggle for the last probably 12 months now at this stage. So when I was 37 last year, I was diagnosed with early menopause, and it's been an absolute fucking nightmare. Like, it's been, I can't even imagine. It's just been something that I wasn't prepared for, wasn't thought about, thought I was too young, didn't know what was happening to me. I thought I was going crazy. I thought that I was losing my mind. I thought I was seriously sick, until I spoke to a friend of mine who also started going through it before me, maybe a year before me. And I just thought, 37, like, as in what, I was getting all of the things, and everybody just, like, I always just thought people in their 50s will just get like night sweats and hot flushes and that's it, so, but that's not the case. It happens, well, perimenopause is the name of it, but then you're in perimenopause when you're like over 40? But when you're under 40, they call it early menopause. So that's what I was told by the menopause doctor that I went to see. So, like, it's been utterly life-changing. It's been very difficult because obviously I'm newly married, and it's been really hard, and it's been difficult to navigate because I feel like a different person. I feel like I have changed, and that how do I get back to the woman I was before this? I just think she's gone now, because like so much has changed. I felt like my body was like falling apart, was failing me. So I had like a frozen shoulder, I had the night sweats, I had the hot flushes, severe anxiety, my eyesight changed, tinnitus in my ears, like, the kind of list was like building. It was a large list of symptoms, and once I kind of, like, talking to my friend, she's like, I think this may be happening to you too, and like went to a doctor, and they were like, yeah, and my hair started falling out. In the shower, I'd wash my hair and it would just clumps, like it would just be all over my fingers, like so much hair. I remember my hair started thinning like ages and ages ago, and I was like, I normally don't have that much hair in the bottom of the shower tray. And like, it started to worry me, and I think that was the actual first sign where I thought, something is wrong, something is going wrong. And just like my hair got so thin, that I was like, oh, I've hardly much hair left. And you might have seen pictures of me on my social media with lovely hair with a nice fringe. Well, my lovelies, that's a wig. So I started experimenting with wigs because I really was losing confidence with my hair. And also I stopped dyeing my hair because a lot of the hair dyes and stuff, I'm like, my scalp would be sensitive, and I would, my history with migraines, a lot of those chemicals would give me migraines and headaches. So I stopped dyeing my hair. My grey hairs have been starting to grow out, and I'm kind of liking them now, actually. But so yeah, so actually there's been a lot of news to tell you, and a couple of people messaged me on Instagram to say, oh my God, your hair is amazing. And I would message them back, and I would now I would know these people. I would have one of them I did work with, and I said, that's a wig. And they were like, what? Oh my God. And I was like, yeah. And I've just been experimenting, and like, you can get wigs that are cheap and they look good. And I found, it's helped me with my confidence and helped me to feel more feminine in a body that has been changing dramatically, and I feel like if I can feel a little bit better in myself and pop on a wig and like have nice hair and don't have to go and get my hair done or do my hair, even though I'm not very girly, it has been helping me with my confidence, and I don't care anymore. Who knows about it? And I don't care. Like it's like women's health is not spoken about much in Ireland, and except for the wonderful people that I follow on there, doctors and pharmacists and all kinds of people that spread the word about it. But why am I sharing this on this podcast? Because this is an episode where I'm giving you life updates, because I think it's important that you get to know me a little bit better, and like, what does Louise do when she's not talking about pet loss? Because sometimes I want to talk about something else, and that's okay as well, so I can have a mix of things. So I hope you're just not bored in this episode and you're like, oh, she's blabbing on about her issues or whatever. But I mean, sorry, I needed a drink. Maybe one of you listening is going through this, and like, I think the thing is, I wasn't prepared mentally, emotionally, physically for the changes and for the extreme difficulties that this would bring to my life. And I've had to reduce down the amount of clients I see due to the amount of symptoms that I've been having and navigating. And I think another, like, one of the worst ones is obviously sleep disturbance and insomnia and stuff like that. So waking up anywhere between 1 a.m. and 4 and just being awake for hours and just lying there for no reason, trying to just go to sleep and it won't work, and being too hot and being like, just having extreme anxiety from the dreams or just not sleeping. And obviously that leads to other health things. So it's been a fucking nightmare. Excuse my French, but it's been a fucking nightmare. It's been one of the hardest things in my life, you know, second to losing my dogs. And I'm not sure when I will see the light yet. Like, I'm not experiencing benefits from the hormone replacement therapy yet that I'm on. And I'm kind of getting tired of waiting, you know, like, I'm kind of one of those impatient people that just please, I just want to feel better, you know, that kind of a way. So you guys are lucky that I'm even doing this because I was like sitting on my couch and I was like, you know what, I really would like to do a podcast, but I'm so shattered and tired. I have headaches like mostly every day, you know. So anyway, you've got the full list of my ailments. But like, if anybody's listening and like they're going through something like early menopause or premature menopause, whatever term that your doctor has called it, because I know there's POI as well, premature ovarian insufficiency, and like, that was thought that I had that first, and then I had to get swapped to different doctors because, you know, the menopause waiting lists in Ireland are atrociously long, and I'm currently on another waiting list to see a more specialised menopause specialist in Cork, and God knows when I'll get that appointment, but it'll be okay. You know, I'm trying my best to get the care that I need to start feeling better. I don't think my body's ever going to be back to the body I had before this all started happening. And also I'm trying to come to terms with this happening to me a lot earlier than I had ever expected it to happen to me. And I think I think that's all I have to say in it right now, but I guess not that I ever needed to give an explanation as to where I was or why I'm quiet online. But I mean, I guess it just gives you context and perspective that you never really know what's going on in someone's life. You just see like this snapshot of their life or of their business online, and you think, oh, she's doing great for herself and she's fine. But like, I have a very small Irish business, and it's like, it's a passion project. When I have the energy, the scope, the time to put into it. And it is so hard. It's so hard, but anybody with a small business listening will know how hard it is, and you want to give up about 100 times in a year, but you don't, and you keep slogging away and you keep going on. And that's why I said at the start of this podcast, every single message or email that I get from you listening, like, you've no idea how much that keeps me going, because if those messages weren't coming through, I would have just stopped this. You know, I wouldn't have continued it on as long as I do, because so many people start podcasts and so many people start businesses and they just quit after the first couple of years, and they're like, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not, doing it. But like, I don't know, I don't see myself quitting, because you guys just keep me going. So thank you, and thank you for listening to my rant today. I do need to put a few more pictures of Nala on social media, because I know you guys love looking at her, but I did leave her handle in the podcast Gift of Fostering Part 2. So if you did want to follow Nala's journey and see videos and pictures of Nala, then that's the Instagram page to follow, because I am quite aware and conscious of, I don't want to be posting pictures of her on my Light After Loss Instagram page, because the Instagram is about helping people through pet loss. And if I put myself in someone's shoes that has just lost a pet, and they come onto my page, and if they click onto my stories and see, oh, look at this one, she's a brand new dog and she's so happy and she's sharing all these pictures of her new dog, and I feel like shit and I'm heartbroken and I'm in the depths of grief, like, it's not going to be very supportive and helpful. So that is my take on it. That is my feelings on it. And I know, like, I try to put myself in my followers' shoes, in my future followers' shoes, and try to really see what is beneficial and what would be helpful here. And I don't feel sharing loads of pictures of my new rescue greyhound is going to be very helpful and supportive. That is why she has her own page. I share all that stuff on a completely different page. Just in case you're always wondering, why doesn't she share pictures of her dog? That's why. Because I'm navigating a lot. The followers are navigating a lot, and they don't need to see, happy bouncy greyhound in Louise's life. It's just, they can go to, like, there's so many other accounts that they can go to then to get the support they need. If they just saw that and thought, this is not supportive or helpful, I don't need to be seeing this girl being happy with her dog, that's fine. I can be happy with my dog on my dog's page, and I can be supportive and help people on my Light After Loss page. So there's my opinion on that. But oh my god, it's nearly 40 minutes I've been talking for. Well, I'm making up for last time, and I'm trying to think, did I leave anything else out? I don't think so. Steve and I went for a short trip to Poland. We were never in Poland, and we went to Krakow and we had a lovely time. We went for 4 days, and it was our first time away from Nala, and she stayed in the home boarding place where she goes to doggy daycare a couple of days a week, and she had the time of her life. I don't even think she missed us. We were just pining for her the whole time we were gone, so it was kind of funny. But Nala isn't an overly excitable dog when she first sees us, but when she did see us that time, she did do maybe 4 tail wags and rubbed her head into our legs, and that was her way of saying, I missed you. So I think very understated and calm, but whereas we were like, oh my God, Nala. So that was an experience, but it was nice. So it's like I've said before that Steve and I love travelling, but we were actually able to start that because we were like, we don't want to lose out on the way we liked to kind of go away and stuff before. But we found the most incredible human being, dog minder. Like dog minder isn't even a good enough word for her. She's just like the best human being. Like I trust her so much. She gives us the most amazing updates. She's so knowledgeable about dog behaviour and everything, and we adore her, and we hope she never stops because Nala loves her too. So that's something happy to end on. I love being a dog mom again. It's so fulfilling. Like, I'm so proud of her every week. Bits of her personality shines through when we learn something new about her, or we see a new little quirk, or she gets a little bit more playful, like her little ear snappies and her little like play bows and jumps, and oh my God, it is a wonderful feeling, where I always thought that I would never be able to feel that again, like with any other dog, you know what I mean? So it's a different feeling, like it's a totally different relationship, and I really like that it's completely different. I really like that there's no similarities there, and that's just for me. That's like what I like about this new experience. So have a think this evening or today, and whatever time of the day you're listening to this, have a think how you can be kinder to yourself this week. No matter what you're going through, whether you're listening and you've lost your pet recently, whether you're listening because you've always listened, or just like, what is something that you can do for you? Like for me recently, it was stepping back a bit from the online world and giving myself that space to just like go easy on myself. But what is something you can do this week that can just help you feel more present in the world? Whether that's coming off social media for a few days, whether that's making it your business to go out in nature this weekend. Do one thing to help you feel more present in the world, in your own skin, in your own soul. Just think of that, and I'll leave you with that. Not very profound, but you know, I do try. But thank you for listening if you've gotten this far, because this is quite a long episode, which I wasn't planning on doing such a long one. But thank you for listening if you've gotten this far, and I will be back again soon with another episode. But until next time, take care.